going on, everybody? And welcome to another edition of Prime Sports World. Here, coming with you live with the crossover for the 2023-2024 NBA play-in. I'm here with my main man, TJ Hopkins. I think David may join the show, but I believe that he may not. So, anyways, if he does, he does. But anyways, before we start the show, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast here at Prime Sports World on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. In case you missed, you can catch some on streaming platforms where podcasts can't be heard. But TJ, we got a nice one here for you. We got the play-in. Some teams, slipped down to the play-in on the last day of the season. It was very exciting. Last day of the season, I thought games would be a little bit more competitive, but nonetheless, the playoff format, the playoffs are set and the play-in is set.
I was kind of with you on the last. I was kind of with you on the last day thing. Like, it was a lot of blowouts.
It was too many blowouts. Too many blowouts. TJ,
I think seeing a team like New Orleans, who definitely has something to play for. I think seeing them get their ass kicked like that is very disheartening.
I don't think my mic was connected that whole time, TJ. I'm surprised people could hear me. First, TJ. This is what, the third or fourth time they got their ass kicked in by the LA Lakers?
I would have to go back, but that sounds right.
Because remember the 40-point drub that they got in the midseason tournament, and then they lost another game by like 30 to them, something like that.
Yeah, this is like, do you got fans of other teams, like, there's Bulls fans out there that, hey, we could care less that we're in the play-in. It's just, we win if we win these two games, what's our reward? Oh, the Boston Celtics, who, I mean, granted, they didn't close out the season strong, but at the same time, whoever Boston gets in that first round matchup, it's over in 5, more than likely. Like, so I don't know. Like, it's obviously, like, definitely, like, the Western side is definitely more exciting than the Eastern side, and I think that's what's most of the talk is about anyway.
Yeah. So the Pelicans lost to the Lakers last time they played them was December 7th. 133-89 ass whooping. And then before that, did I say December 7th? That was the first game they played. That was the mid-season tournament. 133-89 ass whooping. And then they got the revenge. They won a 20-point win, 129-109. And then they lost to them February 9th, 139-122. And then they lost to them again the last game of the season, 124-108. And that score was not indicative to how, bad they were losing by 25 at one point in that game. So the Lakers have beat them 3 times. They're 3-1 against them, 3-1, right? If I'm not, 3-1 against them so far. So 2 teams that played each other 4 times. The Lakers have had their number. And I totally agree with you. I don't know why my camera's
hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, when it comes to the Bulls, yeah, you're right. I mean, I like what I saw. I like that they played DeMar and those guys, get them ready for the play-in. That was like a playoff game, right? When it comes down to it, against the Knicks.
Absolutely,
you need that. That was definitely a playoff type of atmosphere because the Knicks needed to win to get the number 2 seed, and the Bulls, just to get our guys, just to get them in the mode, you know what I'm saying, just to get them in the playoff mode. And the Knicks actually, because the Bucks, lost, and they still, won against the Bulls by a point. They got the 2nd seed. So kudos to the Knicks. I actually called it. we all talked about who's going to get that second seed. Said the Knicks were going to get it. So it is what it is. When it comes down to it. Um, and when you look at the the rest of this playing,
Right here.
the Kings, kind of losing as well. I talked about it the last game of the season here. Oh, David's in. What's going on?
What's up,
Here,
guys?
David. Here, on point Huffman here.
Yeah, what's up, guys? I'm having a day. Let me tell you.
He's having a day. He's having a day. I'll actually relinquish the hosting to David in a second after I get after my point, guys. So the last game of the season, I feel like the Pelicans and the Minnesota Timberwolves did something that I wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have brought Karl Anthony Towns back and Brandon Ingram back because I feel like those two guys ruined chemistry for those two teams. Those two teams were playing well, and I think
they were going to need those guys in the playoffs.
But I feel like the last game of the season was really important.
That's what Izzy's saying. Like, bring them back then, not the last game of the season.
I think the last game of the season, I think it would have boded well for Minnesota
because you got a bit more time in between this and the play-in, then the playoffs start. Then you bring those guys in, then you bring those guys back. Like you tried to force them into the lineup at the last game of the season. It kind of threw everything you got away.
But yeah, let's talk about the play-in tournament. Obviously, we got the 7-8 seed in the Western Conference as we start here. We got the Pelicans hosting the Los Angeles Lakers. Pelicans 49-33, Lakers 47-35. Lakers won 3 of 4 during the season. The winner becomes the 7th seed. And do you think the fact that the Nuggets are the 2 seed changes anything when it comes to the motivation between any of these teams? Like, who do you think wins this game?
Listen, you said Nuggets. I mean, Pelicans and the Lakers.
Yeah.
First off, it shouldn't motivate anyone. Whoever it is, you're going home.
Man, I think if you get, I think the Lakers could beat Oklahoma City in a 7 game, but
no, they can't. I don't think they can. I don't think they can.
But that's not really the point. We'll talk about that, in a couple days. But
Lakers, Pelicans, and there's no reason to think that the Pelicans, especially after what we just saw, there's no reason to have any faith in the Pelicans. That's kind of why, I don't know how much you heard. That's kind of why their loss to the Lakers is concerning. It's disheartening because all you had to do was win, and you kept your seed. You kept the 6th seed. Phoenix stays in the play-in, and they play the Lakers, and you have solidified your playoff spot. And I guess that just kind of shows the growth that New Orleans still has to go through. But that's also kind of concerning because it ain't like these guys are like that young. Like B.I. been here for a minute. McCollum's been here for a minute. Valanciunas has been here for a minute. The only quote unquote young guys, Zion, Trey Murphy, and Herb Jones. But for the most part,
even those guys played in the playoffs last year outside of Zion. But
yeah, but for the most part, you got a vet heavy team. They know what it takes to win, and for you to go out in that game against the Lakers yesterday, or the day before yesterday, and to have LeBron just carve you up for 13 assists in the first half, bro, that's like at home. They ain't like he did this in LA. This was at home. This was in New Orleans in front of your crowd. The beignets was down the street. Y'all got y'all ass kicked. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, and I very much expect a similar result here when the I think if you're one of these two teams, you probably would prefer to be the 8th seed as opposed to 7 and not have to play against the Denver Nuggets in the first round. But that's not the way that things shakes out. Let's talk about the next one. Kings Hawks. Kings obviously 46-36. Warriors. Sorry, I didn't say Hawks. Warriors 46-36 as well. They split in the regular season. The winner of this matchup plays the 7-8 matchup. And I actually think if the Pelicans are the team they go up against in the quote unquote finale of the play-in, I think either one of these two teams has a real shot to beat the Pelicans, given the pedigree of the Lakers or the Warriors, given the talent of the Kings.
Hold on, you skipped me. Pelicans, Lakers. Give me the Lakers, like I said. But yeah, no, with these two teams, I think Sacramento, they don't have the edge in terms of experience, but they have that edge in terms of talent. I mean, Sabonis is, one of the leaders in triple doubles this season. If
And
not, I
double
don't know. I think
doubles.
it's
He
either
was,
him
he
or
was for
Jokic.
sure. He was the leader in
He was the leader in triple doubles. And I mean, obviously, De'Aaron Fox and those guys. When the Kings can get down there, now it all depends on how healthy they are. I don't know if they're getting Malik Monk back for this matchup, which would be a big boost for their bench. In this game. But I mean, with Golden State, it's got to come down to this boat goes as much as Steph Curry goes, man. And I think they have a lot of young guys that haven't been in this kind of a pressure cooker situation.
Malik Monk will not play in the play.
Will not play. Yeah, they haven't. They got young guys that they're like Trace Jackson Davis is starting. Brandon Pajemski is playing, a lot of minutes for this team. So we don't know, how that Jonathan. I don't know. Jonathan Kaminga should be playing as well. But he's had some experience in the playoffs last year. But when it comes down to it, I mean, I like the Kings at home against the Warriors. I think the Warriors are done. I think this whole, their championship window has been closed ever since last year. In my opinion, I mean, they had a little smidget this year. It's been closed, but I think the Kings are the far more superior team than the Golden State Warriors, at least this season, in my opinion. But if Steph Curry is on fire, Klay Thompson follows that, we might be talking about another story. But when it comes down to it, I think it's going to be hard to that duo of Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox is just a lethal 1-2 punch combo, especially in the pick and roll, especially when Sabonis is at the top, making decisions out of the high post.
Again, a kind of concerning end to the season for the Sacramento Kings. You went
absolutely.
You went 4
I mean,
6
we talked about this in the last show. I mean, they controlled their own destiny and they fumbled it.
Bad.
Like,
bro, 4 6 in your last 10. A bad loss to the Celtics. Like, you had that game. What happened? You turned the ball over on the inbound, and Boston goes ahead with basically a buzzer beater. Lost to the Thunder. That's no shame in that. Lost to the Pelicans. There was a bad loss to the Suns that like Izzy was talking about. Like, that's the one you turned the ball over on the inbound, and that was a bad loss.
They have a bunch of bad losses down the stretch here, man.
Yeah, like it's a loss to the Knicks by 7.
That's gonna change my first prediction.
Like, a loss to the Wizards. Like, man, like a blowout loss to the Mavs. They kicked your ass. They beat you by 30.
And with that being said, I'm taking the Warriors to win this play-in game, and I think that they're going to be the 8th seed when it's all said and done. But I just don't trust. I think the Warriors.
I'm actually going to change my prediction in the first game. I'm actually going to go with the Pelicans to win that game.
Ooh.
Even though I know they lost the last 3 out of 4. Honestly, the way Shizay McCollum's been shooting it, the way just the Pelicans been shooting it, not just before the Lakers. I mean, golly, CJ McCollum couldn't miss from 3 range. I mean, his last 2 games before the Lakers, I mean, he was unconscious. So let me get New Orleans
this
as a 7 seed, and then Golden State, LA.
I think the issue with this matchup, Warriors Kings, is I think people are still holding on to what the Warriors, like what they were. You get what I'm saying? Like, hey, because Izzy said, Stephen A. Smith said all the time. Oh, if Steph Curry gets going, and if Klay, and the bigger if Klay Thompson can match that, they can shock some people. I'm like,
they could.
No, but like it's at a point now. It's really at a point now when you play the Golden State Warriors. I'm really only worried about one dude. I'm really only focusing on stopping one dude. If Klay goes off the 30, 40, and they win, hey, walk to the middle of the court, good game, I don't have faith that Draymond gonna hit 5 threes like he did against the Lakers.
He's not going to hit 5 threes in this game.
I said it in our group chat. No matter what happens, if they win this game and they get that 8 seed, they're still like it doesn't matter. I think this is the end of an era, and I think they know that.
Yeah, I don't expect Klay Thompson to be back on this team, but I still think the Warriors will win this game, and I think they'll be the 8 seed.
I wouldn't bring Draymond back. Like I don't care.
You're gonna have to find a way to trade him, but
like this whole what he does in the stat sheet doesn't show up but that's what at the end of the day that's what really still matters the most. Like leadership is cool.
I mean, you're one of your best abilities is availability. If you're getting suspended for 25 games at a period, I mean, you're not available that much. You're paying them $40 million a year.
Like leadership is cool. I understand that, but at the end of the day, bro, like I need more than 7, 5, and 4 from you. I need more than that, dude. Like the production.
Heartbeat.
That's fine. That's cool. The production, I can find a million dudes that can give me heartbeat, bro. Like I'm so serious. Like
for real.
The production is no longer worth the headache.
I agree with you on that.
Like it's
especially with the emergence of Jonathan Kuminga.
I'm also not sure what the tiebreaker is between the Warriors and the Kings and why because they have the same record, why the Kings got the home field. But yeah, we'll see how that game ends up shaking out. I think when it's all said and done, it'll be the Lakers Warriors 7-8. That's my prediction. What do you guys got?
I got Pelicans 7, Kings Pelicans 7, Lakers 8. See,
TJ.
I think Pelicans get hot one game. They're gonna get hot on these Lakers. Yeah. One game in New Orleans. They get hot.
The dilemma that's faced with the NBA is unforeseen territory. You could have a playoff with neither LeBron or Steph Curry in here, and it's that's like hey, wow.
Hey, big shout out to all the viewers though. 16 viewers, 14 viewers for the NBA playing. Good shout out. Big shout out for you guys sticking on with us.
Give me Lakers Kings. Give me Lakers Kings.
To the Eastern Conference, and we got the Philadelphia 76ers and the Heat going head to head. The winner will be the 7th seed. They split the regular season 47-35 for the Sixers, 46-36 for the Miami Heat. How do you see this game shaking out, and who is going to be the 7th seed? Also, I also think that the Milwaukee Bucks caught a huge break by falling to the 3 seed and not having to play either of these two teams in the first round.
Yeah, call it Dot's master plan, but no.
Man, I mean, star power for days, man. You got the Heat, made it to 2 of the 3 last NBA Finals. You got the Sixers, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey. I mean, they just have big time players there.
You know what I'm sick of the Heat though. You know what I am sick of about the Heat though. I'm sick of that. Jimmy only shows up around this time, type of thing.
Thank you.
Because if they played like how they usually play in the first couple rounds of the playoffs, like how Jimmy could elevate his game, I feel like they can be a top 3 seed in the East. But since they're just so lazy during the regular season.
Thank you. I legit said that the last time we did a crossover. I'm so sick of this pass that the Miami Heat have gotten. I'm so sick of it. Oh, but they went to the finals and they haven't won anything. They continue to take the hard road, TJ. And they continue to take the hard road. Like, bro, the stories are cool. Finding Gabe Vincent's and Hayward Highsmiths and kicking the tires on a Cody Martin who's bounced around the league a couple. Like, bro, that's cool. At the end of the day, you gotta spend money to make money and to win. Like, it's insane that no free agents, none of they had a chance to get four of the top names in the NBA. They missed on all 4 of them.
Nobody wants to play with Jimmy Butler, brother.
Why is that not talked about? You had a chance to get Bradley Beal. You missed. You had a chance to get Dame.
I mean that trade package wasn't even all that extensive for Bradley Beal. Like, they could have easily matched that.
You had a chance to get Dame.
I think Izzy's right. I think people don't want to play with Jimmy Butler.
You had a chance to get Dame.
He's
You
got a
missed.
bad stigma
You
in
had
the
a
league
chance
of
to
being
get
a
KD, and you
hard ass
missed.
teammate to be with, to play with. When it comes to this game, man, uh, I I like the components on the Philadelphia 76ers more than I do on the Heat. I know the Heat are gonna play tough perimeter, tough defense all around, but nobody I like as much as I like Bam Adebayo is defensively. There's nobody stopping a healthy or even an 80% Joel Embiid on this team. Okay, Joel Embiid is about 80, 85% right now. He ain't even 100%. I wouldn't even go as far as say he's 80% because it's like one little wrong bump and here and there, his knees hurt. We saw it the last couple games. So the one guy that I will say that is a X factor is Tyrese Maxey. Right, Tyrese Maxey is a guy that can drop. We saw him drop 50, albeit against the Spurs, but we saw him drop 50 on them. We saw him. He can take over a game if need be, and he's very hard to guard off the pick and roll, especially when he's going downhill. He can also, and then once his jumper gets going, once he starts hitting it from outside, he's very, very difficult. And then on the other side, you got guys to throw at Jimmy Butler. You got Kelly Oubre Jr. You have you have
Melton. I mean, you got
DeAndre Melton. You have
KJ Martin,
Tobias
Nicholas
Harris.
Batum.
Nicholas Batum. You have guys you can just throw fresh bodies you can throw at the Heat. And then are we going to rely on Tyler Hero, whether he gets hot? Sometimes he can go on cold spells and he can rely on a 3-point shot a little bit too much.
Where the hell has Duncan Robinson been? Like, where is he?
The last few weeks he's been, I don't know what's been going on.
He only played half of their last 10 games, and he's averaging 4.8 points a game in those last 10.
Yeah, he hasn't had a good last month of the season or so.
I look at and like that's what my X factor is for Philly. Hey,
I think it's Terry Rozier from Miami.
It's for him. Yeah, for me on the other end, it's Tobias Harris. Like, bro, like people still having they paid you over Jimmy. Jimmy Butler gonna let you know every single chance he get that they chose you over me, and I'm gonna bust your ass every time. Every opportunity I get, I'm gonna bust your ass. But Izzy, you could not have said it more perfect. I'm like this whole Jimmy Butler going to the phone booth, put the Superman cape on, and drag. Like, no, I'm sick of that because
absolutely.
I'm sick of that because we've seen the last 2 times they did go to the finals. What happened? He hit a wall, and it was ugly. I can say this, CJ. He was gone.
Now I can say this. He's been a little banged up throughout the season. I can say that.
I mean, he's banged up every season.
Every season.
And Tyler Hero was banged up throughout the season.
But Tyler Hero was banged up every season too. I mean,
and so this team in particularly hasn't been on their side. But at the same time, I look at I watch a lot of their games, and it's like night in and night out. It's like sometimes it just doesn't click for them until it's too late, right? Late fourth quarter runs, mid fourth quarter runs, and it's like, well, where was this the first 3 quarters of the game? That's how the microcosm of their season.
That's how the Miami Heat are 3/4 of the season. They're just
it's just like that. So it's like I just wonder when they're ever going to fully click an entire season. They can be a top 3 seed. They can be a top 3 seed. They can be one, but they're just. I just feel like health and just laziness in execution, on this roster. And I don't know what it is, but give me the 76ers in this game.
With that being said, I'm taking the Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, I don't think it matters who actually loses this game because they'll be the 8th seed no matter what. Because the Bulls and the Hawks are going to go head to head in the 9-10 matchup. The Bulls are 39-43. The Hawks are 36-46. The Bulls did win 2 of 3 regular season games. I think Trae Young is back on the Hawks now. I think he played the other night, but I mean.
Yeah, he played. He played the last couple games of the season.
The winner faces the 7-8 loser of the 7-8 matchup. Loser goes to the lottery. Man, it's a Bulls fan. I almost want the Bulls to lose this game. Not that it matters. They're not beating either the Sixers or the Heat in a game.
Neither team is beating. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's not.
I mean, the
what?
Bulls have just been a disaster. Like this
You know
season is just
what? You
going in
guys,
the.
you guys lay off the Bulls. Hey, look, okay, hold on. No, you're right. They have just been they have been doing some bonehead stuff the last
Man,
whatever so on
see
days.
that? You see that Garrett Temple, Andre Drummond sequence
Yeah,
against
whatever
that?
that was. Who was that?
You
Javante
mean,
Green? Was that
you mean
Javante Green?
Torrey
Uh,
Craig?
Yeah, Torrey
was it
Craig.
Torrey
Sorry,
Craig?
Sorry.
So, anyways, with this matchup, like you said, they're going to face the Miami Heat. Between this matchup, give me the Bulls, just because of the fact that against the Hawks, just because of the fact they got DeMar DeRozan, and DeMar's going to be on a heater in this game, and nobody on Atlanta is going to be able to stop him. So I think DeMar probably will go for 40 in this game and will the Bulls to another matchup between them and the Miami Heat for the 8th seed. And you know what? God damn it! If you guys don't believe in the Bulls, I'm gonna believe in the Bulls, and I'm gonna pick them to beat the Miami Heat and get that 8th seed
Get fed to the
and
Boston Celtics.
and be the sacrificial lamb to the Boston Celtics. Okay, so damn it, there we go.
I will also take the Bulls. I just don't think the Hawks are a good basketball team. I don't think the Bulls are a good basketball team either. But we're lucky, and then whoever I don't think it matters. They're going to get beat down by the Miami Heat. I got the Sixers Heat coming out of the play-in tournament. I mean, the Bulls Heat will probably be a good game. It'll probably be close.
It's gonna be a close like it was last season. They almost had the Heat on the ropes for most of that game, right, TJ?
As a Bulls fan, I would prefer the Bulls ended up in the lottery and had an opportunity.
What reason? Lottery, who's gonna be in the unless you got a top 7 pick?
If they get lucky, they could end up in the top 5.
Maybe.
So the thing with these two teams is, it's what the fuck are you getting game in and game out, like dead ass, like what are you getting? And that's the frustrating part.
Yeah, the Hawks have lost 6 games in a row coming into this.
Like what are you like what are you getting? So like my cousin, he's like, he wants the Bulls to fire Billy Donovan, and he's like, who are the other candidates out there? I'm like, Billy's not going anywhere because Billy is gonna get the forever
No, I think he's gonna get fired if they don't make the playoffs.
I don't think he's gonna get fired because he has another caveat.
Caveat all. I don't care about the caveats. He's gonna get fired.
You don't have to, but the truth of the matter, we know how the Reinsdorfs think. They're sitting up there saying right now, if Zach LaVine doesn't get hurt, to the extent that he got hurt, are we in the play-in spot? Maybe, maybe not.
But I think we've seen that this Bulls team as currently constructed just doesn't work. As
currently constructed, like they are. I'm telling you what's going to happen. Win, lose, draw, whatever. With the news of Lonzo Ball's progression being what it is, come this October, if Lonzo Ball is back, they're gonna run this shit back. They're gonna run it back.
We'll see. I just don't think that'll be the case. I think the Miami Heat and the Sixers end up 7th seed. Miami number 8. I think the Bulls beat the Hawks. I think they lose to the Heat.
I mean, like, and again, if you're the Heat, why are you constantly in this situation?
Because they're constantly banged up and the roster's not all that good.
Like, why are you constantly in that situation? What are you not doing? Like, why are you constantly banged up? Like, first off, like, yeah, why are you constantly banged up? Why is your talent level not that? Like, why? Like, yeah, y'all can get to the finals, but eventually, like, you run into, they're better than us.
Yep.
And last year, like, once again, if Giannis doesn't mess up his back, you probably lose to them. Giannis had a back injury where he should have sat out maybe about a month, but because it's the playoffs, he had to force it. Game 7 against also Boston, you were up 3-0. That series should have never went 7. And what happened what happened in Game 7? Jason Tatum tweaks his ankle the first minute and a half of the game. Like, And in Denver, you just didn't have enough. Just did not have
I mean, most teams don't have enough against the Denver Nuggets. But yeah, we'll see how these stuff shakes out. Izzy, who do you got coming out of the play-in here in the Eastern Conference?
Oh, I had Philly and Chicago 7 and 8.
Oh man, all right.
I'm gonna hope. You know what? I'm gonna hope that. I'm gonna hope that Miami.
Like, I want Izzy to be right. I want Izzy to be right.
I don't want Izzy to be right.
If Miami gets a 7 seed, I like Philly versus Chicago because we've actually played Philly tough this season. I think we might be 2-2 against them this season, if I'm not mistaken. We won there. I think we're 2-2 against Philly this season. Albeit, I think one of those wins or two of those wins might be without Joel Embiid.
Don't care.
Don't quote me though.
Don't care.
Hey, but I still think we have, but honestly, against Miami, I think we have a good shot against both of these teams. So but I'm gonna stick to my guns and go Philly or Chicago. I think we get Miami.
What's important is
these two teams split. This isn't right.
What's important is we beat them with Joel Embiid there. That's important. That's what's really important.
I think we did.
So I think the Bulls and the Sixers played 3 times this season. The Bulls won 2 and the Sixers won 1.
And one of them was without Joel Embiid.
Don't care.
Actually, none of those were without Joel Embiid. I don't think
none of them were without. No, it had to be one of them because I remember watching a game.
No, because the last time that these two teams played was in January, after New Year's Day. Mm-hmm. Joel Embiid was on that team. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he played. He had 31, 15, and 10, and the Bulls won. Oh no, the Sixers won by 13 points.
Right. Okay.
And then we played them twice in December, and the Bulls won both those matchups.
Joel Embiid played both of those games.
We played them. December 18th. We won 108-104.
Yeah. So, but Joel Embiid didn't play in the December 30th game.
Yeah, he played in that one.
Yeah, because I was gonna say there was a back-to-back where it was like where they played 2 times. Joel
Embiid put up a 40-piece in that game where they beat us. Lost 108-104.
Okay,
but yeah, we'll see how things end up shaking out. Chicago Bulls, I don't want them to make the playoffs. I want them to sit in the lottery.
Let me get the Bulls as the 8th seed and the Sixers as the 7th seed, and we could call it a day. The Bulls are going to get Miami in that 8th seed game. I can just feel it. DeMar's going for 40 both games against the Heat and the Hawks to take us into the playoffs. There we go.
Might.
And hold on. And if I don't know about is Io going to be back for the playoffs?
I have not heard anything.
You haven't heard anything?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kobe White's been kind of coming on a little bit. I know he had that slump in the last month and a half.
This is kind of what I want to see from the Bulls. Like in clutch game situations, give the ball to Kobe White. Let him.
We got guys. We got guys we could throw at Jimmy too. That's why we put Javonte Green back on the roster. That's why we got Torrey Krug and definitely DeMar DeRozan. So we got 3 or 4 guys we could throw at Jimmy. Dale and Terry could give us some good minutes to throw at Jimmy as well. So we got guys.
I think we can beat the Heat I think there is an opportunity for us to beat the Heat. I just would prefer we
just doesn't want to.
I would prefer if we did not do that. Let's swing into a staple here at the crossover and the GOAT Talk. TJ, you got us on the GOAT Talk for today?
Yeah, I got a GOAT Talk.
Let's go. If you're not aware, this is where we compare 2 players' careers, but this is not going to be your typical conversation. These are these guys that didn't get their flowers when they were in the league. TJ, let's give some guys some flowers.
Also just goes to show you how good you got to be in the NBA, because the guys I'm about to name, like, they were solid dudes in the NBA. Like, they were, like, matter of fact, I know one of them was definitely more than solid. Player 1 is a guard/forward, was a first-round draft pick back in 2003, 29th overall. He was picked by the Mavericks. Played for the Mavericks, the Wizards, the Jazz, and the Timberwolves. He was a one-time All-Star, NBA All-Rookie.
I know who this is.
Who is it?
His name is escaping me right now, though.
Then don't know who
it again.
Josh Howard? Is it Josh Howard?
Josh Howard.
From Wake Forest.
From Wake Forest.
There we go, baby.
Josh Howard could just not stay healthy, like towards the latter part of his career.
He was amazing his first few years.
Yeah, when he was really good in Dallas, and then he just literally couldn't stay healthy.
Player 2, and Izzy, this is a dead giveaway when I say the school. So I halfway don't even want to say the school he went to.
Don't say the school then. We'll figure it out either way. Okay. And hey, that's fine. Somebody I'm older than, or I'm younger than. Josh Howard. Younger than Josh Howard. Good for me.
Not by much.
Oh, you're right. Not by much.
Not by much.
I'm sure Josh Howard isn't losing his keys once a month and never. I still didn't find them. Like I had AAA unlock my car because I thought maybe I locked them in my car. No.
Grown ass man can't keep track of his keys. All right, player 2 was
I'm real frustrated right now. I'm telling you, like
player 2 was a first round draft pick in 2004, 20th overall. He's selected by the Nuggets, but never played for them.
Kenneth Faried? Oh no, my bad. Never played for him.
Faried.
Was this? He's a first round pick for the Nuggets. Never played for him. Then who did he play for?
Played for the Mavericks, the Magic, the Celtics. Oh, he did play for the Nuggets, but later down the line. Later down the line. Pelicans and the Pistons.
Oh man.
Is it Eduardo Nahara?
Rodney Stuckey.
It is not that. It is not that. It is not that.
It is not Eduardo Nahara?
It is not him. He's also only a one-time All-Star. Was all rookie second team.
Rodney Stuckey.
It is not Rodney Stuckey.
He played for the Mavericks. That was the first team he played for. He got traded to them? What's the school?
On draft night.
He didn't get traded to the Mavericks on draft night. I just gave you the teams. I didn't say who he played for first.
What school is it?
I'm not giving you the school. That's a dead giveaway.
Who did
it right now?
Who did the Nuggets trade him to?
Orlando.
Oh, is it?
Is this?
You said he played for the who? The Celtics, the Nuggets.
Is this Mikael Pietrus?
Oh, is this Big Baby? No, it's not Big Baby.
It's not
Big Baby. Big Baby was like 06, 07.
Mikael Pietrus?
It is not Mikael Pietrus.
No.
Courtney Lee?
No.
Not him.
Oh, that was a good one though.
That was a good guess though.
That was a good one. It can't be Jameer Nelson.
It is Jameer Nelson.
It is Jameer Nelson. Oh, okay. I didn't know he played.
He played on a billion teams.
I forgot about all that.
Like obviously, after those Orlando years and like that 1 year in Dallas, kind of went kind of downhill for him.
But good news. Good news. You know who's also younger than Jameer Nelson? Me. And everyone else in this group.
Jameer Nelson has a grown ass son that's a junior in college.
That's the trippy part, bro. I was chilling one day and the game was just on in the background and that shit said Jameer Nelson Jr. I'm all like, wait, what?
I know time moved fast.
Nelson Jr. I'm like, am I really at that stage in my life where it's like, yo, I watched your dad play? Like, am I really
you're at that stage.
That's how I feel about Scotty.
Man, don't even get me started on Scotty Pippen.
Scotty Jr. I'm watching Scotty Jr.
Man.
Or Bronny. I'm watching Bronny play.
But yeah, we got Jameer Nelson versus Josh Howard. A little bit more numbers. Jameer Nelson, he was like 60 points short of 10,000, and that's like he's one of those players where it's like you hate that he didn't get that kind of milestone. Like he lived like 9,940 career points. It's like 11.3 a game, 2,595 assists, which is 3 a game. Oh no, 3 rebounds a game, and 4,508 assists, which is 5 assists a game. Hey, I got a feeling like if he was a 10,000 point scorer, he'd be heralded just a little bit more, like talked about just a little bit more. He was on one of those under 21 teams and like in 2001, so he got a gold medal. And Josh Howard, 7,270 points, 14 a game, 6 rebounds a game, and like 2 assists a game. But like to David's point, he just like it's almost like once he left Dallas, it's like where the hell did Josh Howard go?
Yeah, I mean those last his last 5 seasons were completely like just irrelevant. Like 31 games in 09, 2010, 4 in 09, 10. Or you got traded to Washington. But 18 the season after that. He played 43 and then 11 before his NBA career came to an end. But Jameer Nelson not a whole lot better. I mean, after his days in Orlando, he played that 23 games in Dallas. He played 34 in Denver, 39 in Denver, 75 while starting a lot for the Denver Nuggets in 16-17. And then he had 43 and 50 games combined between Detroit and New Orleans in 17-18. Josh Howard was really good at his peak, and I think he was. I think Josh Howard, if he had been able to stay healthy and like had the longevity that Jameer Nelson had, Jameer Nelson played for 14 seasons or something like that. I'll take Josh Howard. I think Josh Howard was a better player at his peak than Jameer Nelson was.
I also Josh Howard is also he's remembered unfortunately in Dallas because he was on that 2016 that lost to the Heat, and like there was one game I think he called a timeout, like he pulled the Chris Webber, he called a timeout when Dallas ain't had no timeouts, and like I really think it was like he wasn't really trying to. I think it was like he was trying to like ask if they had one. But he signaled to the bench like, hey, like, do we got a timeout? And like the refs took that as, oh, he's calling the timeout, and that resulted in a technical foul, which gave the Heat extra possession and free throw. But that series is already looked at under a microscope because that's the alleged series that Tim Donaghy was rumored to be helping like bet on. Because if you go back and watch that series, Dwayne Wade shot like 40 free throws. Like he lived at the free throw line. One of those games, he shot like 20-some free throws, and it's like, yo, that's kind of crazy.
It's a pattern here, him and Shaq. No, I'm just playing. 2 Shaq teams. No, I'm just playing.
I gotta go with
you know what? If I'm gonna go with importance to a team,
it's Jameer Nelson.
It's Jameer Nelson because on that Orlando team. Yes, Dwight Howard was a superstar, and yes, they had Hedo Turkoglu, and yes, they had Rashard Lewis, and yes, they had, I think it was Michael Pietrus and a whole bunch of other guys. But Jameer Nelson was really Jameer Nelson was really the straw that stirred the drink for that.
Yeah, I mean, but if you remember, I mean, Jameer Nelson didn't even play until the finals on that team that went to the finals. Rafer Alston was their starting point guard.
Yeah, he was, and that was
Nelson was hurt.
That was a big issue right there, right? Because Rafer got them to the finals.
Yeah,
towards the last half of the season. So before those Orlando teams that were in that had that championship window, he was really big time for them.
But I also think like that was
as opposed to Josh Howard was. Probably a third, fourth, third option on that Dallas team.
I also think that
I think he was probably the second option on those Dallas teams.
No,
the dude averaged 20 points a game.
Yeah,
like at his peak, he was averaging like 19.
He did, yeah.
He was averaging they was at basically 20 points a game. But like the season before, like when they went to the finals, I think he was averaging
19 points a game. I mean, it was 18.9.
2006.
He was a dog from the rookie season for like the first 3-4 years. He was a dog.
So like 2005, 2006, he was averaging like 16. 2005, 2000, he was averaging 16 and basically 16 and 6. So, I mean, like back to the Jameer Nelson point, I just think it was just a bad matchup versus the Lakers. Like you had bigs that could bother Dwight Howard. You had a savvy vet and Derek Fisher who could get in the head of a Jameer Nelson and a Rafer Alston for that matter. And then it didn't matter who you threw at Kobe because Kobe is Kobe. Like
longevity, availability. He had the longevity in the league, and that stands for something when you have some longevity in the league.
I mean, Josh
David,
Howard was the
David,
second highest scoring.
I get your point. I get your Josh Howard point. Like he really was like hindsight is 2020, like it really is. But it's like if you used to put Josh Howard in today's NBA, oh my God, it'd be a hand in the glove. Like he fit perfectly. Like that's kind of like why I wish players like Josh Howard, Hedo Turkoglu, Rashard Lewis. I wish we had them in today's NBA.
But if I'm not mistaken, though, Josh Howard played a lot like, coming off of screens like a Rip Hamilton, shit like that, spot up shooter.
No, he could put the ball on the floor.
He could a little bit, but if I'm not mistaken, like I'd rather take Jason Terry off the bench over Josh Howard on those teams.
Well, let us know what you think, Jameer Nelson or Josh Howard. Also, thank you very much to our good friend Richard S. Oliver, who gave us the bear down comment on the crossover show.
Richard, he is
down,
a Chicago
baby.
Bear troll.
Bear down, baby.
No, don't take no. He is the troll of all trolls. That's my homie. But he is the troll of all trolls. Your Chicago Bears suck, Richard, and I tell them they suck.
We'll be back here tomorrow doing UFL show, breaking down week number 3, previewing week number 4, as we had a really good week in the UFL this past weekend. Thank you very much for checking us out, and thank you for the constant viewership on this episode of the crossover. Never under 5 viewers on this show at any given point during the show. We appreciate your constant watching, constantly checking us out. So yeah, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. David Huffman, TJ Hopkins, Israel Vera.
Hey,
and shout out to
whoever commented say that our NBA talk was trash. I'm gonna tell you that's why who deleted that comment? You delete that comment, David?
I did.
Oh,
why'd you delete that comment for? Why you delete that comment? I was gonna call him out. He act like I ain't see it. But you could go stick something where the sunshine don't shine, baby. All right.
And shout out to the lovely ladies that got drafted tonight in tonight's WNBA draft class. This is easily the best WNBA draft class ever.
Gentlemen,
yeah.
What are we doing here at the Prime, my friends?
We bring the heat. And David, stop deleting comments like that. I want to see that because I'm with Izzy. I want to see you be saying that shit.
We bring the heat, and I'm gonna go see a Chicago Sky game and go see my baby Angel Reese.
Okay, time to go.
We'll be back here tomorrow. You guys all have a good safe and be safe out there. Peace out.